The 2013 curriculum has been implemented in Indonesia. However, this curriculum change has driven many pros and cons. The 2013 curriculum would requires school to increase learn hour for the student. Minister of Education and Culture, Muhammad Nur, explained the reason for increasing study hour in school as a strategy to improve educational performance and effectiveness of learning and also to maximize the absorption of the 2013 curriculum. This is done because according to him the learning hours in Indonesia are still lacking when compared to other countries, especially developed countries such as Japan, Australia, Italy, and Netherlands. Full day school certainly has some supportive reason for being effective in shaping student characters because students will be longer in school and teacher can freely watch over and control the students' behavior. Then, full day school help the student learn longer and utilize the potential within him or her. And then the student will spend more time with the family because full day school has 2 days of Saturdays and Sundays to holiday. These are certainly factors that support some in fully day school the principal idea of the sentence. With this full day school system education and not go build outside school when their parents still haven't come from work. Strong teacher is essential for children. Everything would be easier if he built it around a school world, such as worship and other. Everything would be easier if he built it around a school world, such as worship and other examples. Outside school is fine, but it's just too much of a bad influences for kids. Starting with conventional media like TV and magazine. Then, then modern media outlets like YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. The bad influences include tourism, crime, adult content, nightlife, and sexual behavior. It has been widely disseminated through the media. It's all too easy and too often to be consumed by children. There is an opinion say the additional hours of study will cause boring in students with visual questions. The saturation experienced by a student is not caused by the lack of time studying, but because the delivery of learning material seems monotonous. This means that the teaching method used by a teacher in the classroom will greatly affect student interest in learning. In this case, each teacher is challenged to create an interesting learning process.
Yeah. But in fact, the teacher now only provides material explained and after that the assignment, and there is no more interaction between teacher and the student.
It will train student independence. In this modern era, technology is increasingly effective. Students can look for new references and information. If they don't understand it, they can ask the teacher.
But for the tutor who lacks confidence in expressing their opinion, it will be hampered.
But the teacher can control the student because in full day school, students have long time to sharing with the teacher and their friends.
The full day school learning method has been implemented since several years ago, and there have also been many schools that have implemented this method. But many children do not agree with it. According to full day school, students will be hampered their social life and also make their stress due to filling up assignment, private tutoring, and etc. Yes, of course, but it will burden students because 8 hours of learning is not a short time. Learning is not a short time and will be boring. For example, they are leaving at 6 o'clock until 4 o'clock, then have an extracurricular. So that the time to go home must also be delayed, especially if there are tasks that must be done and it is very tedious for a student. So that the house is only a place for him to sleep. Students have effective hours, so in 1 hour, students are only able to capture 45 minutes of lesson. There is 15 minutes whilst the teacher continues explaining. What's more, there was a long hour without rest. I think studying in class with a full day school system is like running marathon without any breaks when you are tired of receiving of lesson. Yeah.
It's okay if they already study with their friends and gather with their family. But in fact, the most of them even spend their time hanging out and staying up and doing things that are useful.
But not all children are like that. There are also many children who will do their job and have time for their family.
I know, I said that the most of them, not all of them. Then how to make sure that they really study?
Yeah. But we're gonna observe through the parent. We're gonna ask whether after school they go home or even go to play with her friend.
But not all of parents are able to control the children because many of them are close up with their parents.
Yeah, but they must have someone closest to them who can confide in them, like brother, sister, uncle, or auntie, so we can know what they're doing. Okay. Students who are physically and mentally tired at school are burdened again at home. Those who disagree argue that the concentration level of children vary. It can be said that elementary school level is still classified as children who are easy bored. In addition, when viewed from a physical point of view, this is also not good or bad for health. Of course, as parents do not want their children to fall or sick. Because full day school requires students to be in school for a full day. This is what causes of cons to worry about health of the student. Students also need adequate rest so that their concentration is maintained and maximally is able to digest the lesson given. Then, from a social and geographic point of view, remote areas are considered unsuitable for the full day school program. Most of the parents of students living in remote area works as farmers, laborers, fishermen, and so on. Parents also need their children after school to help them like cooking and cleaning. This is also part of building character and improving children's abilities at home. In contrast to parents in urban area, most of whom works in office. In addition, full day school was a long time and this will make it difficult for students to have outside activity according to their respective interests. With the elimination of full day school, students can make many friends outside of school when school ends. It is hoped that students will still have the energy to make friends outside and school environment and pursue their respective hobbies.